change is inevitable because the current system is broken. We've seen too much damage to people and too much damage to the planet, and that's why GRI, in thinking forward and thinking about the new ways in which technology, information technology can spread this, is going to continue to make a huge difference. We started off thinking this was completely impossible, but then we began to realize, working together, because of the importance of the problems, that it might just be possible.
In addition to measure what your impact is, also rediscover the purpose of your company. Because if you make clear to the public, to your customers, what your purpose is, they will like you more. And in combination with proper reporting, I think you become a very successful company.
As a veteran of the sustainability movement and a pioneer of sustainability reporting for 20 years now, GRI has convened global conferences like this one for over a decade to bring together and to energize global decision makers like yourself.
To build this shared future, all stakeholders, all frameworks, all approaches, we have to be able to work together.
It's a pleasure and an honor.
Business has the moral responsibility to improve the lives of people that their operations affect.
So we look at SDGs as the ancient sailors looked at the North Star. Some lights that indicate the future.
We thought child labour would be the major problem. The major problem is not child labour, it's the problems of migrating parents and the kids left behind. My main takeaway from the plenary session is that we have to work together to achieve the new development goals. There's no way that one actor can do it on their own. How do we involve the small and medium-sized enterprises? So this is not only for the big companies. Also the role of governments to implement policies to support what business is doing.
What are the questions we as companies, we as investors, we as society are sitting with about creating a truly sustainable economy, and how is the data going to get us there? We've been building up now for years and years and years, raising awareness, talking about the issues, what are the challenges, what do we need to know? And now I think we're in the place of what are the solutions. I think we know many of the solutions out there, and it's really about making them happen and implementing them.
The value of a service, that data, comes from the change that the use of service produces. The data revolution, as we call it in the report for the UN Secretary General, is already happening. A huge amount of data are now available to everyone for those who can know how to use it.
But it's changing for a number of reasons which have little to do with the sustainability agenda. And I think one of the things that we've got to do is to link up with some of those wider drivers of change. Data is pouring out of huge numbers of organizations. The question is, what do we do with it? And how do we link what companies are reporting right down to the sort of field factory and farm and right up to the level of the biosphere?
So I think one of the sort of gains from this conversation is to hugely broaden our understanding of who the users are and correspondingly to think about how the data is presented and processed to make that possible. One thing that those market leaders can do is help either through the power of persuasion or by developing the kind of tools that make reporting easier, help to encourage others to follow suit.
I think that the data needs to be more comparable across market. One of the things that I deal with in the stock exchange industry is facilitating foreign investor involvement in different markets, and I think that having ESG comparability across markets is really important.
The compass is just one element of our long-standing partnership with GRI. So we look forward to continuing the work on these and on other valuable initiatives going forward, such as the SECO project as well.
No, we make no decisions without our community saying this is a priority. And we provide them with technical assistance and information so that they can make informed choices and they are meaningfully engaged in decision making.
There is no way that we can build transparency between businesses and policymakers unless frontline communities are an integral part of the decision-making process.
The chief executive of Global Compact just said, transparency builds trust. And as I sat down, I started to think that transparency on what and trust by whom.
for all the people here, all the businesses here who for 20 years have been working on this sustainability reporting. Politicians at the highest level in the world are now addressing it and are listening, and we can seize this opportunity.
The stories I've heard today convince me that we are on track with sustainability reporting after nearly 20 years of practice. But there's still a long way to go for us to achieve the sustainable economic growth we seek. The delegates at this conference are having important conversations that are going to get us to that next era of corporate disclosure.
And action without any real vision is just sort of passing the time, right? But when you combine those two things, you can absolutely change the world. And I am absolutely proud to be doing that together with you. Thank you.